everybody, welcome to Anna Rainbow World. And today we are going to read the Djembe.
Who's the author?
The author is Fabian M. Thomas.
Written by Fabian M.
Thomas.
The Djembe fell with a loud plop. Actually, he didn't fall. His brother pushed him when he was walking past him. He didn't do anything to deserve the push, but his brother pushed him anyway. He was always picking on the Djembe. Marcus was 15, 6 years older than the Djembe. He had been bullying the Djembe for as long as the Djembe could remember. The Djembe got up and went to his room, rubbing his palms on his shorts. He looked sadly at his reflection in the mirror. He heard his brother's voice in his head, saying, "Why are you so ugly? Your nose covers half your face. You are so black that when there's a power cut, if you don't smile, we can't see you. I bet you are the shortest and softest one in your class. Don't tell anybody you are my brother." Wow. Those are very mean words from the Djembe's brother to him. How very unkind of Marcus. The Djembe was being bullied at school too. It felt like no one at school liked him except for his two best friends, Shaniqua and Malik. Even though his mother and father always told him how special he was and how much they loved him, he thought they only said that because they were his parents. The Djembe was nervous. Mr. Jones had given his class an assignment to prepare a presentation about themselves entitled Me. As the day for the presentation got closer, the Djembe's nervousness got worse. "I'm just going to say I'm sick that day. I'll make it look like I have a fever." He pictured the scene, practiced moaning and groaning in bed with the sheet all the way up to his neck, then spending the day reading from his collection of books. "They don't want to hear about me. I'm not interesting or important." Oh. So this was the Djembe in bed, or practicing to be sick. Oh, because why was he practicing to be sick, Anna?
He was nervous.
He was nervous and he didn't want to do the presentation at school. The Djembe started to have the same dream over and over again. It was more like a nightmare. In it, there was a crowd of faceless people around him. He heard drumming and another sound like singing, but he couldn't hear it properly. He sensed that the song was important, but when he woke up, he couldn't remember it, and he would be sweating and gasping for breath. This is an image of the picture where the Djembe was dreaming and seeing faceless faces, and he couldn't make out the song. On the fourth night, he started to dream as soon as he fell asleep. But this time, the Djembe felt different. He felt calm. When the people started to appear, he wasn't afraid. As they gathered around him, he looked at each face and felt safe. He was surrounded by people he had read about: Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Sojourner Truth, Toussaint Louverture, Harriet Tubman, Nanny of the Maroons.
My favorite.
Your favorite? Martin Luther King Jr. Dottie Boakman, and Bob Marley. They smiled at him. Even though their lips weren't moving, he could hear them saying, "You are loved. You are royalty and destined for greatness. Hold up your head. Be proud. Djembe, your name is powerful. Don't worry about a thing. We have gathered in honor of the drum after which you are named." Djembe felt loved and special. He could hear the drumming and singing clearly. When he woke up, there were tears running down his cheeks. Happy tears. Without thinking, he started humming. He realized he was humming the song from his dream. He smiled and went back to sleep. Now, these are the faces Djembe was seeing in his dream. I can see Marcus Garvey right there. Can you point to Marcus Garvey?
I think this is Marcus Garvey.
Yes.
But I think also
And
that is
who is Nanny? I'm seeing Nanny of the Maroons. That's Nanny. Can you see Malcolm X?
This.
The one in the glasses is Malcolm X. Yes. I'm not too certain of the
I
others.
think this is the next one.
Yes, those two other men. Great men. And can we see the drum in the middle?
Yes, it kind of looks like a cupcake.
That's the Djembe drum.
As presentation day got closer, Djembe thought about his dream, read about the Djembe drum, and even asked his parents about taking drumming lessons.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he
Wow,
was doing
he's
his research.
glowing.
Yeah, he was doing his research about the drum. Go ahead.
You read that.
He started to feel different. His confidence increased. He stood taller. When he looked at himself in the mirror, he smiled big and wide, beginning to love what he saw. I am not going to pretend to be sick. I am going to make my presentation, talk about myself and my dream. You go, Djembe. Awesome. Wow. Look at that beautiful, that handsome picture of Djembe.
Oh, wow. That's his picture?
Yeah, and he has a crown on his head. Can you see that crown on his
Yes.
head? He looks like a
Rainbow!
king.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue,
Yes.
purple, pink.
There's a beautiful rainbow glow around him. Yeah, he's happy and he's confident and he's standing tall.
I'll read
You
together
go,
with
Djembe. Presentation day. Mr. Jones called Djembe's name for him to present.
He got up and walked proudly to the front of the class.
Djembe, actually pronounced Djembe, is a drum shaped like a goblet, covered with animal skin and tuned by tightening the ropes on the top part of the drum. A goblet is an old-time glass with a bowl, stem, and base with no handles. The djembe is from West Africa. The Bambara are a group of people born and raised in many parts of West Africa, especially southern Mali. They say Ankh de Ankbe, which means everyone gather together in peace. And they believe it gives the djembe its name and defines its purpose. J means gather and B means peace. After a while, Jebe became Djembe, and that's how the djembe drum got its name. I am named after this drum. The more he spoke, the more confident he felt. All eyes were on him, and the class was silent as he did his presentation. Let's look at the picture. We're seeing the picture of Africa, Mali, the djembe drum, and example of a goblet. I am going to end my presentation with a little poem I wrote. Anna Rainbow, your turn.
I am a promise, full of hope. When things get rough, I know I can cope. I must turn into a beautiful butterfly, because a caterpillar is not meant for the sky. You can't win if you don't play the game. I am a winner. Djembe is my name.
Yes, and he taught us the pronunciation of the word. It's Djembe. Djembe is my name, so we were pronouncing it incorrectly. It's not the djembe, it's Djembe. Djembe is my name. Wow, I am so proud of Djembe. Look at him. Wow.
Djembe.
Yes, Djembe is my name, so the D is silent. Wow. His classmates jumped up and clapped. Mr. Jones smiled and said, "Thank you, King Djembe. I salute you. There was nothing little about that poem or your presentation." Shaniqua and Malik hugged and high-fived him. When they were walking home, the three of them recited Djembe's poem. They kept stopping and starting again because Malik kept shouting, "Rewind!" Aww, awesome.
I'm not reading this.
2 weeks later, Mr. Jones did a performing arts team challenge with the class for Father's Day. He asked for volunteers to lead the teams. Djembe raised his hand to be the team leader for one of the boys' teams. Shaniqua was selected to lead a girls' team. Djembe arranged a team meeting and his team members voted to use his poem for their performance. Djembe asked his father to get in touch with the parents and guardians of his team members to organize a costume for them. On the day, everyone was excited. Parents, guardians, family, and some teachers came to watch. Even his brother Marcus was there. Shaniqua's team went first. They sang and danced to a part of Jamaican singer Romain Virgo's song, "Hero." Everybody clapped and cheered when they were finished. When it was Djembe's and his team's turn, they entered the classroom in a line and took their positions. Ooh, wow, and look at this.
Oh, wow.
That's
love
Djembe
this.
and his teammates. I love their costume. Can you see the crown on their shirts?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, and Djembe is going to play the drum. Wow. The audience started whispering in excitement. They performed Djembe's poem in dub poetry style with Djembe playing a djembe drum. At the end, they faced the audience and said, "We love our wonderful melanin skin. We are destined for greatness. We are young kings." Everybody jumped out of their seats, cheering and shouting. Even the other teams agreed that they had won the challenge. Amazing! Woo hoo hoo hoo! Djembe's team.
Djembe's team gathered around him, chanting, "King
Djembe! King Djembe! King Djembe! Mr. Jones walked up to Djembe's father and said, "You see our boy?" Aww. He replied, "Yes, I see him. My son, King Djembe." Oh, look at that bright smile.
Oh.
Look how happy and proud he is.
Oh
He
my-
is a young king. Awesome,
love
Djembe. Awesome. Greetings and salutations. Thanks for spending some time with me and Djembe. This is the author speaking, Anna. Mr. Fabian M. Thomas. There he is in the picture beside Djembe. That's the author. And he's saying, thanks for spending some time with me and Djembe. I am grateful. Oh, by the way, Djembe asked me to remind you. Come on, Anna, let's do this together. You are an awesome, creative, and wonderfully unique miracle. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Fabian M. Thomas. And thank you, Djembe. What did you write here, Anna? Your letter to Djembe. Dear Djembe. Read your letter, let me hear. Read your letter for the boys and girls.
Dear Djembe, I love the story about you. Djembe is the best king. Djembe, you make the best things or stories about you.
Okay.
I will
always remember this story. It's
always
awesome. Your friend, Anna Rainbow World.
That's the end of the story, boys and girls. Me and my mother enjoys reading it for you.
Awesome.
Like, subscribe, and share. Bye-bye.